Hello, everyone, and welcome to your message from your future self. Your future self visited my altar and wanted to let you know an inside scoop on what you have to look forward to and what you need to be doing currently to kind of build up into growing up into that person that's talking to me. Basically, I don't know how far into the future these people are, but they are much better, stronger, and self-assured versions of you. That I'll tell you for sure. So go ahead and pick a crystal. This is 1, 2, and 3. This is an orange selenite, this is a rose quartz, and this is a regular selenite. So 1, 2, 3, pick your crystal and then check the timestamp below and skip to that timestamp and get your reading. I will see you there. Hello, group 1. This is your spread from your future self. A very uplifting message, I would say, and some very practical advice for you as well. Your future self wants to tell you that you can look forward to being a very, very settled, stable, and in control human being. You are going to have ample opportunities and you're going to kind of take the lead. You're going to be sitting on your throne and you're just going to be kind of leading the way for a lot of people in your life. You're going to be that place of stability for a lot of people in your life. You're going to be financially sane. You're going to be more outspoken. You're going to know how to stand up for yourself. You're going to be this powerhouse of a person that is kind of intimidating because no one can really talk down to them anymore. And your future self is also kind of saying that, I wish that you had taken a little more time than you do to work on your baggage, because your baggage is what your, I don't know if this is emotional baggage, if it's experiences you've had, if it's just a general lack of faith or trust in people or the process or anything. You know what's kind of on your mind and has you down. Your future self is telling you that, hey, I wish that you had spent a little more time in a day trying to work on this baggage, because it is kind of pulling you down and it is kind of holding you back as well from going forward and taking over life and just charging forth and claiming what's yours. And it would really help if you spent more time doing that, because that's going to help you so much in the long run. That's going to help you kind of look at life anew. I do have a feeling that this is emotional baggage, but I'm not going to make any assumptions since this is a general reading. But I have an inkling that this is emotional baggage. But your future self is kind of, letting you know that there's a lot of amazing new adventures for you to look forward to in the future. A lot of opportunities that are going to fulfill you, not just financially but also emotionally. They're going to invoke this like passion within you, and you're really, really going to fall in love with your life if you aren't already in love with your life. But a word of advice from your future self is to just kind of spend a little downtime working on the things that bother you, that you tend to shove at the back of your mind instead of actively working on. Sometimes you could spend a little more time working on those things that would really, really benefit your future relationships, be it romantic or platonic in the future, or professional. It's your future self is also kind of letting you know that it would be nice if you had a little stricter routine. Right now, no one's saying that you're extremely lazy, but it kind of feels that you tend to go a little laid back sometimes. Or even if you're not laid back, you maybe do way too much and you get overwhelmed, and that sense of like routine, or that sense of, okay, I'll do this and then this and then this, there seems to be a little bit of a lack of an order in your life, is what your higher self is telling you. Not presently, but that's the kind of message that you would tell yourself in hindsight, that, oh, I wish you were a little more organized with your thoughts and your day. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from your higher self. Another message from your higher self is that you are not going to live the life that you have planned to live. A lot of perspectives are going to change in the coming, years. And the plan that you have, it's a great plan and you should continue to work on it, but you should also leave room for the probability of your perspective on life changing, your perspective on who you want to be changing, and you kind of taking a detour from this plan that you have. And also maybe external circumstances, having you to take a detour even if you don't uh, plan for it fully. So your higher self, this is really nice, that your higher self is kind of giving you a very nice, I wouldn't call it a warning, but is kind of telling you that, hey, you might want to prepare for, a complete shift in a lot of ways. This could be, um, emotionally, you could grow up to become a really different person, or career wise, you could grow up to want really different things than you do right now. But a complete change and shift in your perspective is to come. And the sweet message that your higher self is kind of telling me in a very caring way, like I will say that, you really, really do love yourself a lot. This version of you, this higher, better, stronger version of you. And that version of you is basically saying that you need to practice being content with what life throws at you and where you are in life, because it's never going to be bad, it's just going to be different from what the picture you had in your head. So to really, really practice contentment and accept the curveballs that life throw at you, and kind of look at it as an adventure, and go charging forward, as we saw in the previous set of cards that fell out. And if you are unable to cope with, these changes and this perspective that you will be shifting, then you might go through a lot of emotional turmoil. So to avoid this whole thing, it would really, really help you to take life by the horns and kind of, you know take every curveball as a challenge, as an adventure rather than a challenge. Challenge sounds like, a little burdensome to some people, but an adventure is never burdensome, it's always exciting. So maybe loosen up the strings a little bit on your plan and see what life has to show you, and always be try to be content with the great things that you're surrounded with, no matter how things may change around you. And that might really, really help you avoid any emotional stress. All in all, group one, it looks like contentment is going to take you a long way in dealing with life's ups and downs. And your higher self, your future self, really wants you to know that there is so much happiness, so much luck, fortune, money, just, stability to look forward to, and such a better, stronger, you know wiser version of yourself coming ahead of you, that your life experiences are going to bring you closer to. And it's honestly a really good life that you have to look forward to. You shouldn't really worry about the temporary um, setbacks that you might face, because the bigger picture shows that your life is going to be a pretty great, happy, fulfilled life. So, yeah, that was your message from your future self. I hope that this really helped you. And yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Okay, bye. Hello, group two. So here's your spread. This is your first message. This is not your final spread. It's just the first few cards that fell out and spelled out a story. So this is your message from your future self. To begin with, a very one-line sentence that I've got, to the point, very direct, is, in your life, I don't know if this is a current situation that you face or you will in the future, there are going to be a lot of opportunities that come your way, or say multiple opportunities, just more than one. Even if they're not in abundance, I wouldn't say that there is like 600 opportunities that you're fully overwhelmed with, but there will be more than two opportunities that you kind of will have to make a decision about. And all of these will be good for you, but which is why it's going to make it harder to figure out which one you're supposed to claim. And to learn how to do that, a very simple solution. I love that your future self is so to the point, but the key to figuring out which one to choose is patience, trusting your judgment, and that's it, honestly. knowing knowing that things are not, they don't need to be solved immediately, and you don't have to have all the answers immediately. I'm sorry if you can hear the kids screaming in the background. I'm not a fan either. Sorry. Even if you don't have all the answers immediately, that's completely fine. Just knowing that patience is going to get you a longer way than fretting about it or being really pushy to yourself about it would. And also trusting your judgment, trusting your gut feeling, trusting that you know what's best for you and that you are capable of making this decision will kind of bring an end to the burden. Tens usually indicate ends of cycles. So will these two things mainly are going to bring an end to this burden and help you pick the right opportunity from all of the options that you have. Now, this is something that you kind of might not want to hear and you might be sick of hearing, is what I'm getting from your future self. They're telling me that you already know that you need to do this, but you just kind of it's your future self's duty to remind you of it. But they are aware that you're very, very aware that this is something that you need to do. I'll get to the point. Letting go. There are a lot of things that you've held on to that have happened over the years that you really, really need to work on, because they're causing a lot of chaos in your head and they're prohibiting you from moving forward. Letting go of these things is where a lot of strength is gained for you. Moving past, moving forward, clearing, like untangling all these wands and putting them in a straight line and getting all of your affairs in order is really going to make you strong in a way that you wouldn't even know was possible for you to be strong. And it's not an easy road. It's not going to be really simple and really quick. This process might take years, is what your future self is telling me, is telling you. But it's going to be so worth it. And it's going to change and upgrade the quality of your life so much. So on the days that you feel like it's kind of impossible to let go of certain things, like you feel like they are just never going to leave you and this feeling's never going to leave you, it is. You are most certainly going to be rid of whatever it is that you're unable to right now let go of. You're certainly going to be rid of this chaos in your head, or more than get rid of, honestly, you're going to know how to regulate it much better and cope with it much better, which is going to bring you immense amount of strength, immense amount of independence, and just this like insane will to move forward and claim like a better, higher quality life. In addition to working on letting go and moving forward, your future self is also telling you not to neglect the new people that come into your life just because you've been burned in the past. It's going to be hard for you to kind of let them in and take a chance because of all of this, but you really, really should, is what your future self is saying. Like, they're like, please don't push people away, because even though you're a little bit like hung up on this, these people really are gonna improve your life greatly and show you the light and show you happiness and show you that there is light at the end of this tunnel, and you don't have to live in uh, this kind of trauma that you've had. You can cope with this trauma and also invite new people at the same time. You don't have to pick one, you don't have to do it alone, is what I'm getting, which is actually really cool, because a lot of people are told to kind of deal with their baggage first and then allow new people to come in, so that there aren't a lot of disagreements and fights. But you're actually getting the chance to have someone from the get-go help you through this, or a group of someone's, maybe, who knows. But to really give the new relationships in your life a chance, because they will really show you that there is good in the world, and that your trauma doesn't define you, and that you are capable of getting over it, and that you have wonderful people to look forward to having in your life, which will kind of motivate you more to get over what is bothering you. Overall, group 2, your future self is really, really asking you not to like recluse into your little shell, and to, as hard as it's gonna be, really, sadistically embrace this transformation. Because this entire thing of whole, getting over whatever it is that you're getting over, this trauma that you might be getting over, it's really going to be a bittersweet process of finding a much, much in command, strong version of yourself that can stand up for yourself. That's the current future self that you are. That's the kind of vibe that I'm even getting from this pile. Like, the last pile wasn't as straight cut to the point, no bullshit, like this is how it's gonna be, please let them know, like these are the steps they need to take practically, logically, and this is where they're gonna end up, life's gonna be great, very to the point, very direct. Like, I really like the vibe, the amount of strength that your future self has, because they're so determined and they just know things, like they just know that everything's great, and they just know that they're like going to live a really good, successful life because of all of the stuff that you are currently going through or will be going through for the next few years to get to this point. I got the same card for the previous group, but it didn't feel like this, so determined, so sure of themselves, that yeah, I know what I want, I know what I've been through, which has helped me understand what I want and what I don't want. So no one can really budge my foundation because I'm very, very grounded within myself. So yeah, please don't be afraid to ask for help, is what your future self is saying. And please don't close yourself off, please be open to new experiences. Your trauma does not define you, and you will see the light. Yep, that's it. I was just thinking if there's anything else I want to say, but yeah, that's about it. I hope that this helped you. Your future self seems like a really great person, and I can't wait for you to be that person. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, blah blah blah, you know the things. Okay, bye. Okay, group 3, welcome to your message from your future self. um so here's the good part of it. You straight up are going to be a star in your life, in your world. You're going to be so successful. You're going to be so confident, so radiant, so financially stable, so able to stand up for yourself, beautiful, attractive, just an overall amazing human being. I love that all three groups have this, that in the end, everything is going to be amazing and you're going to be like this, really strong and wonderful personality. But yeah, with you guys, you guys look like you're going to grow into really all round successful versions of yourself, be it emotionally, financially, interpersonally, just anyway. It just feels like in every sense of life you will be conquering whatever comes your way. But we have this pile. This is only all gonna happen for you, or all of this is yours to claim only if you do this for yourself. There's a lot of work that you need to do on yourself to get here. Your future self is telling me that your future self, they have gone through hell and back to become this version of themselves, of you, and that it's gonna be a lot of long nights, a lot of uncomfortable conversations with yourself, a lot of that fun, healing, gross, heartbreaking stuff. But you have this to look forward to. You have this like wonderful, undefeated, radiant, confident, beautiful human being to become. And so you're going to have to change your perspective basically on the way that you make decisions, on the way that you deal with your emotions, and overall your inner world. Your inner world seems very, very not the best, not the healthiest place. I don't think that you are able to fully make to fully work on yourself in the most healthy way. I see that, I mean, your future self is kind of telling me like they have no idea, they just don't they just don't take the time to have conversations with themselves in a more self-aware way. They think that they're talking to themselves, but there's so many things that they're not aware of. They don't take the time to kind of sit down and assess their emotions or assess their reactions to things, and they're being very, very immature in the way that they're dealing with things. And they mean this with love. Your future self just wants the best for you, just wants you to claim this as soon as possible. But they are telling me that there's your self and social awareness is not very great. You're not able to kind of look at how you've interacted with people in hindsight objectively. You're not able to kind of be critical of yourself in the right way. You are able to be critical of yourself and your every move, but not in the way that you need to be, not constructively, not in the way that's like, oh, okay, this is what I'm doing and this is what I should be doing, but in a positive light. You seem to be either beating on yourself or not being perfect, or just not realizing that you've made a mistake at all. And you kind of need to walk away. I'm just gonna keep this guy aside because we are now aware that we don't pay attention to our inner world the way that we are supposed to. The way that you make decisions is very flawed, in the sense that you might make them out of a place of insecurity or fear or desperation, but never, it's not as informed as it could be. There's a lot of work that needs to go there. It feels like emotionally, it feels like you tend to neglect what you need to pay attention to a lot. You tend to avoid it till it kind of boils to the brim, and then explodes in the worst way possible. Hence, again, bad judgment, not able to kind of regulate your emotional needs. I see a lot of growth to be done in this emotions department as well. Just change your perspective on how you see yourself and how you see your world. And a lot of work needs to be done to get here. People don't just then, oh, okay, airplane, sure, I'm gonna let that pass, just give me 2 seconds. Okay, I have no patience. People don't become all-round superstars and really, really sure of themselves and like this good by not doing immense amount of work on themselves. But I will tell you that your future self is saying to just focus on like being aware of what you say and how you say it, and your demands or your lack of demands, or your wants and your needs. See if they even align with who you are, or is this even what you should be chasing. Just really have a sit down with yourself and kindly, with compassion, figure out what it is that you need from this world, and learn how to like regulate yourself and your surroundings in a much better way. I feel like there's this giant block between you and your inner world and yourself that you need to work on. Don't be afraid to ask for help, but there needs to be a giant shift in perspective if you want to be here. And the only shift in perspective you need to do is your image of yourself and the way that you deal with things. That's kind of the overall message, honestly. Like I'm getting that this is like mainly in the bigger picture what's going to bring you immense amount of success and fulfillment in life. And you are destined to become, honestly, a really amazing human being that the people in your life would be lucky to have around. But there's still a lot of work to be done, so your future self really wants you to kind of do that, because people don't snap back to awareness without someone telling them that they need to be aware of something. So yeah, that is my message. I hope that this helps you. If it resonates, please let me know, and like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff as well. And I'll see you next time.